One of my ideal scenarios in relation to cars is sort of a retirement where you focus on cars in your garage and you end up racing them on a racetrack. And you just spend all your time maintaining what you've got, enjoying the civilian cars that you've got, and having a track day car to go and enjoy, and having a social life around that. But the whole track day environment and reality, it's a rich man's game, so you need that money there to be able to use it for that purpose. And it causes a lot of conflict with myself because it feels like you're trying to work up a ridiculous amount of time to earn a ridiculous amount of money just to blow it all later on, when you might not be at an age where it is necessarily appropriate or fun anymore. And it's confusing to try and plan for that. Even something on the level of like trying to own a house near a track, or maybe not even near, but in the countryside, a detached house with a garage that's big enough to hold multiple cars. You're talking millions. And obviously that's something going to go up in future. And if I'm considering the future, that's obviously what I've got to take as face value. So it's a bit strange for me to come to terms with, but that ultimately is what I'm aiming for. It's just about how to do it. But if there is a way where I can, go to a track day and not necessarily buy the cars, but experience them on a regular basis, I don't know if that would satisfy that sort of ideal I've got anyway. But at the end of the day, it is an ideal I'm talking about here. It's not reality. You might work all your life to get to that point, start racing, start maintaining your cars, and realise you're sick of it and you don't want to do it, and you've wasted 50 years holding onto your pension money just for this. Another thing to consider is the fact that cars are going electric. So is there even going to be the capability to have a old petrol car that you can race against people with other old petrol cars? Is that going to be more expensive? Is that even going to be possible? Is it going to be electric? Are electric cars going to be as fun to race around a track? Are electric cars going to be as different as they can be from one another to allow you to have some competitiveness there? It's frustrating to try and contemplate. I've been to one open track day at Alton Park where it was old racers against each other. There was, like an old Ford Escort there, old Porsches, like a Porsche 928, Porsche 944, that kind of thing. And I really, really enjoyed that. And that it solidified what I want to do later in life. But it's getting the capital to do that, or even getting into the opportunity for that to be possible. Because everybody who was racing that day, you could see they were wealthy. Like this wasn't something that they were struggling to do. This was a common occurrence for them. And it's trying to find out where they get that wealth, how you can live this life. Again, it's difficult to comprehend when you're not in that world, when you're in a completely separate area that you're trying to move from. But it ultimately just comes down to the fact that I want to drive. I want to drive all these different cars that I talk about on this channel. And it's just like if you want to own every single one to experience it for yourself, you need a lot of money, which means you need to work a lifetime, which means that you might not even have the time to actually drive them. Is there other ways of doing that? Is there ways of renting them that still cost money? Yeah, fair enough. Leasing them, can you lease the kind of cars that I'm talking about? Can you lease old used cars like this? No. How else do you do it? I guess I've got to figure that out, because I don't know a lot, because I drive a bloody Fiesta. So